Hello, welcome to Movie Summaries. Today we are summarizing a 2018 thriller, mystery, and crime drama movie called Thelie. Fair warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy, and remember to subscribe to watch more videos like this every week. The movie begins with an innocent montage of a family of three: a father, Jay, a mother, Rebecca, and their daughter, Kayla. We see them on rides together at a fair, Kayla getting her first piercing. Basically, just them being a cliche, happy family. The scene abruptly cuts to a now teenage Kayla sitting in the back of her mother's car with Rebecca's boyfriend Greg in the passenger seat. They're driving him to the airport, then dropping Kayla off at Jay's house. Looks like they may not be such a happy family anymore. In the car, Rebecca tells Kayla not to lose her inhaler like she always does. After dropping off Greg, they make their way to Jay's apartment. Jay is supposed to take Kayla to a ballet retreat. When they arrive, Rebecca is met with Jay's new girlfriend. We can really sense the awkwardness. They don't speak much, obviously, and Rebecca quickly turns to leave. Can we really blame her though? Jay then gets his daughter to the car, and they depart for the ballet retreat. As they're driving down a long snowy road, Kayla sees her best friend Brittany waiting at a bus stop and excitedly pleads with her dad to stop the car. Brittany is also supposed to be going to the ballet retreat, so Kayla asks her dad if Brittany could ride with them. He agrees to let her tag along. Anything to make his little girl happy, right? Brittany talks about her asshole of a dad who made her take the bus. As she's talking, she appears to take on a flirtatious tone with Kayla's dad. Did I mention she's 15? Kayla realizes what her friend is trying to do and attempts to cut her off by giving abrupt answers to her questions. Brittany then asks Jay to stop the car because she needs to use the restroom. Jay wants to stop at a place with an actual toilet, but Brittany claims it's an emergency and she might wet her pants. Giving in to the young girl's pleas, he pulls over to the side of the road. Brittany and Kayla walk far into the snowy woods. At least they're sticking to the buddy system. Jay waits for a few minutes, but gets worried when the girls don't return. He decides to walk into the woods and look for them, when suddenly, a scream startles him. Oh no, could someone be trying to hurt the girls? Panic shrouds his face. Following the sound, Jay stumbles upon a bridge and sees Kayla sitting on the edge, dangerously close to falling. He quickly runs and pulls her down, but Brittany is nowhere to be seen. Kayla reveals that she fell off the bridge into the freezing river below. Shocked, Jay goes into the river to try and save her, but he is unable to find her. Surely, Brittany would not be able to survive this cold water. Kayla runs down to the river area as well, where she finds Brittany's pink purse and grabs it. Jay runs back to the car to call 911, but Kayla is apprehensive. Finally, she confesses that she pushed Brittany intentionally. Whoa, didn't see that coming. Jay is speechless and at a loss. They stand, stammering at each other, as they contemplate what to do in their current situation. A large truck drives by, but they duck in hopes no one in the truck sees them post-call. Stuck between covering up his daughter's crime and saving a girl's life, he ultimately chooses his daughter. They get in the car and head towards Rebecca's office, where she works as an attorney. How ironic. We see Jay walk into Rebecca's office with the intention to tell her what happened. However, Rebecca assumes Kayla talked him out of taking her to the ballet retreat. She refuses to listen to him. They see Kayla sitting on a swing nearby, struggling to breathe. She begins vomiting, so they rush her back home to Rebecca's house. The ballet school calls Rebecca wondering why Kayla didn't show up. Rebecca lies, telling them Kayla is sick. Jay still hasn't told his ex-wife about Brittany. Kayla sits in a bath, seemingly in shock. Rebecca enters and inquires about her torn shirt. Kayla finally breaks and tells her the truth. Rebecca freaks out, telling Jay he should have helped Brittany, but Jay exclaims that since Kayla pushed her, she would be in jail if anyone knew. Rebecca, understandably, starts to panic. She states that Brittany could still be alive, but Jay firmly asserts that she is dead. If she didn't drown, she would have died of hypothermia by now. Either way, the girl is gone. He's finally able to convince her to keep this a secret for their daughter's sake. Later, Rebecca goes out in her yard and burns the torn shirt Kayla was wearing to destroy the evidence. The following day, Rebecca is awoken by a horrifying nightmare of Brittany's corpse lying in the snow. Rebecca appears beyond distressed, whereas Kayla, on the other hand, seems fine. One might even say she looks happy. She's making eggs for breakfast and is rather chatty. Jay arrives at the house to discuss the matter and is greeted by Kayla, who cheerfully offers him breakfast. Our girl can't be right in her head. She just can't be. Rebecca is unnerved by her daughter's behavior, but Jay claims that Kayla is just shocked and is trying to bury her feelings. Rebecca asks Jay why the girls were fighting in the first place and blames their argument on him. Kayla, who is listening to their conversation from inside the house, seems to have a bit of a breakdown. She can be seen breaking things before running out of the house screaming. If she really wants to hide her crime, that is not the way to go about it. Her parents run after her and quickly bring her back inside, because if the neighbors see this, they are done for. Kayla continues to throw a fit in the house. Yeah, she's definitely not right in the head. She blames her argument with Brittany on Jay and admits she pushed her on purpose because of him. Jay snaps and pushes Kayla to the floor. He immediately apologizes and leaves, despite Rebecca begging him to stay. Jay is shown crying in his car. Later, Brittany's father Sam shows up at Rebecca's house. He knew Brittany had ballet with Kayla and was wondering if they had heard from her. Rebecca nervously tells him that Kayla stayed home sick from the retreat and she's at the doctor with her dad. She looks like she could break down at any moment. Sam tells her that he had a fight with Brittany before she left for the ballet retreat and is looking for her. He gives his cell phone number and asks her to call when Kayla gets home. As soon as he leaves, Rebecca closes the door and cries, "Told ya." Sam continued to call Rebecca multiple times that day. She asks Kayla to call him, but Kayla refuses. Does she want to get caught? This girl is a psychopath. Jay comes back to the house, and Rebecca informs him about Sam's visit. They discuss the fight Brittany and her father had just before she left. Jay suggests they go to a hotel and stay there for a few days until Kayla feels better, although Kayla seems to be just fine, if you ask me. Rebecca packs their bags and starts loading the car, just as Sam returns. He asks her if Kayla is back, and says he's been trying to reach her. Rebecca lies, saying that she is still at the hospital. Jay walks out of the house, and Rebecca quickly introduces them to each other. Sam asks who Kayla is with when both her parents are here. Of course, he had to walk out at this moment. Rebecca claims that Kayla is still at the hospital with doctors running some tests on her. However, behind them, in plain sight, stands Kayla, caught red-handed. Sam asks them what they are covering up, but Jay pushes him aside. Sam is definitely suspicious at this point. At last, Sam leaves, claiming that he will call the police. The family is now swimming in their lies. Rebecca and Jay plan on lying about Sam being abusive to Brittany to get the suspicion away from Kayla. The following day, Rebecca contacts her former colleague and police associate, Kanji, claiming that Sam might have abused Brittany and she is missing. Later, we see Jay and Kayla talking. Jay notices cuts on Kayla's arms, which she claims helps with her pain. She then starts to complain about the boys at her school not liking her. Weird timing. She has other things to worry about. Jay tells her that she's beautiful, but Kayla claims she's not as pretty as Brittany. Jealousy is a disease indeed. Kanji and Rebecca come home to talk about Kayla. Kanji asks Kayla questions about Brittany and Sam's relationship. Kayla flat out lies and says that he used to hit her frequently. She sounds convincing too. She's better at lying than her mother. Jay sleeps over that night. He and Rebecca know that something is wrong with their daughter. Instead of doing something about it, they reminisce about how happy of a girl she was. Kanji and her partner visit Sam to investigate Brittany's disappearance. Sam is shocked when they accuse him of abusing his daughter. Jay and Kayla are playful, which Rebecca loves to see. Rebecca goes to work, while the other two go to Jay's house. Oh, did I mention Jay is in a band? His middle-aged bandmates and his girlfriend are also at his house. The girlfriend is furious because Jay has been out of reach the entire weekend. Moreover, she found Brittany's purse and her cell phone in his car. She accuses Jay of cheating. Jay lies, saying that the purse is Kayla's and takes it from her, causing her to storm out. Jay walks back into the living room area, asking his bandmates where Kayla is. One of them informs him that she left. Meanwhile, Kanji and her partner visit Rebecca at work. However, this time they seem to be suspicious of Rebecca. None of the neighbors describe Sam as abusive. and Brittany's phone was last signaled to be near Jay's house. Kanji's partner makes a comment about Brittany being hot. Excuse me, sir? She was 15. The detectives imply that Jay might have been attracted to Brittany, which angers Rebecca. She sharply dismisses them and goes back to work. As Kayla is walking home from her father's apartment, Sam approaches her on the street and demands to know about his daughter. He's the only character I feel bad for in this movie. Kayla, of course, freaks out and insists that she didn't mean to hurt anyone. She runs away as Sam follows her. A frightened Kayla hides inside her house while Sam bangs on the door. When her parents come back, they talk about Brittany's phone being tracked by someone in the same area as where Jay lives. Everyone erupts into a gigantic argument that solves absolutely nothing. Kayla screams, claiming it's all her fault, which, to be fair, is true. Rebecca tries to calm her down, telling her that she is not a bad person. There's a reason why the movie is called Thelie. The following day, Kanji and her partner visit the family at their home. They ask Rebecca about Jay and a guy named Jeremy Richards. Turns out, he was Kayla's secret boyfriend, who Brittany stole from her. They also show an email Kayla had written to Brittany, threatening to kill her. I am having a hard time believing that. Who even writes emails these days? Jay and Rebecca are blindsided, but Kanji isn't done yet. She asks Jay if Kayla was around the Hopewell Bridge that day. Jay adamantly assures that she wasn't. But then Kanji shows them Kayla's inhaler that they found near the bridge. Oops. Running out of excuses and lies, Rebecca and Jay ask the detectives to leave. After basically kicking the officers out of their house, they plan to go to Sam's at night and bury Brittany's phone in his yard. They drive to his house and execute their plan. Jay buries the phone, while Rebecca keeps an eye out for anyone watching. However, she's confronted by Sam, who now wants a proper explanation of what is going on. Rebecca screams, calling for Jay, who comes running to her. He and Sam get into a fight and end up in a nearby stream. Following his daughter's footsteps, Jay tries to drown Sam in anger, but Rebecca stops him. The two get in their car and drive away. However, as Jay and Rebecca are speeding out of there, they see Sam standing in the middle of the road. Rebecca speeds up and hits him. The two get out of the car and see a bloodied Sam lying on the road. Rebecca tries calling 911, but Jay stops her. They have come too far to go back now. They watch as poor Sam dies on the road while begging for help. The following morning, Jay and Rebecca get up, and Kayla happily brings them breakfast, unknown to Sam's death. Although, I believe she wouldn't mind knowing. Rebecca begins to cry, and Kayla leaves without saying a word. In the following scene, Rebecca and Jay clean their bloodied car. While they're at it, guess who's in the garage? Brittany freaking Ismaili. She isn't dead. Jay and Rebecca are as shocked as we are. As it turns out, Kayla and Brittany had planned to prank their parents by pretending Brittany fell off the bridge. All this time, she was at her boyfriend's house, and Kayla had been lying to them about the accident. Unbelievable. She should be grounded for the rest of her life if you ask me. The two finally confront her. Kayla cries, blaming it all on Brittany. She says she wanted to tell the truth, but when she saw them working together, it gave her hope that they would get back together again. The two accept her apology and hug her while crying. What? Not even a week of being grounded. A man died because of her, for God's sake. The movie ends as we hear police sirens wailing in the background, as they are all still hugging and crying. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos weekly. Thanks.